Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Rabobank Arena. It's springtime, and we're inside here. That can only mean one thing, arena football. The Edge 7th Annual Arena Bowl. I'm Vance Palm, joined by Brian Adams, of course, on Bright House Network's Bakersfield football. Last time we spoke, it was a Valley Championship game, Brian, and the Bakersfield High School Drillers pulled out a big one, an exciting one, a field goal kick at the very end by one of the players on this field tonight. You and I get to kind of go back a few months in time tonight as we call this game. Hey, the Edge Arena Bowl, Brian, this is a blast for these young seniors.
Well, Vance, it's also a pleasure to play in a game like this if you're an athlete, because some of these guys are going to be their last game. We know there's some other guys going on to big-time colleges, but you got to come out here and enjoy this opportunity. Many kids, after that last game played back in November, December, that was it. They got one more hurrah.
You and I have called these things for a while now, and it's kind of funny, Brian, because before the last couple of ones, there really hasn't been, what I would consider to be a high level of smack talking. Forget that. This year, they have been dishing it out. Can you give us, some of the internal games amongst this game tonight?
Well, anytime you're in an all-star game, especially when you're against other area players, you want to put on a show for the hometown fans and show that you're the most dominant player. Because, again, the all-star game is a showcase for your talent. So I expect to see some jawing tonight and some good play.
All right, we got some players that are heading to some nice big programs here. Some of these guys are heading upstairs very quickly. Matter of fact, in a couple of weeks, they'll be finishing school, and up they go. Talk to us about some of the big names tonight.
Well, we got to talk about Anthony Johnson. AJ, he's been a 3-year player at Highland High School. Dominant on both ends of the floor. Just an athlete. Played quarterback, receiver, running back.
Did it
whatever
all.
You need him to do. He's going to Fresno State, where I think he's going to make a huge impact early in his career as a receiver. Another receiver is E-Man, Emmanuel Jeriaki. We talked to him as a sophomore year when he was at Stockdale. He did a jump pass against BHS, and we were talking about how he's big time early. So you have guys like that going. It's just going to be a heck of a game tonight.
All right, a couple of big names here. We also see the president, Peter Mitchell. This might seem like a kind of a great venue for his style of play.
Well, that's one thing we'll have to see, because this ball has to get off a lot quicker than the outdoor game.
You're right.
And then we'll see if his stature comes into play. But one thing I know about Pete Mitchell is he is a playmaker. So he's going to do something to make it happen tonight.
Brian, before we go head up in the booth, tell us about some of the quirks, I call them quirks, about this arena football that are going to be different for these seniors tonight with the field goals and it's a crazy game.
Well, one thing is the field goal bar is higher, and it's narrower, so you're going to see kicks being missed and be able to be returned. Other thing is there's rules about who can blitz and who can leave the box on defense, your jack linebacker. So if your jack linebacker cannot leave until the ball's thrown, and only one linebacker can blitz at a time. So you're going to see some different rules. Remember, we only have 8 players out here, so therefore you don't have that many opportunities to get to run the ball because it's 5-on-3 on the blocking.
Man, I'm getting goosebumps hearing the voice of high school football. I'm getting it going again. For Brian Adams, I'm Vance Palm. We're heading way upstairs to call the 7th Annual Edge Arena Bowl here in Rabobank Arena, downtown Bakersfield. Bright House Networks Bakersfield. Back in a moment with the kickoff. Hey, very good evening. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed our pregame show. I'm Vance Palm here with Brian Adams, and Matt, just like old times, B. Adams and myself,
like we said,
bringing in high school football in the pregame. And what we need to tell you is they snuck one in on us. They got the kickoff off early, and before we could even get the cameras rolling on this baby, Andre Smith ran back a kickoff. So it's already 6-0. Here comes the second kickoff. This one is up, and we are officially going to be in, and it's taken, wow, almost a big hit down there, but Alan Daniels on the kickoff reception. Well, Brian, we were away at break, and Andre Smith reminded everybody what he's all about.
Yeah, Mr. Little Electric right there, Vance. He's able to jitterbug right through the middle and use his speed to take it off down the sideline. On this short field, 50 yards, he covers that very quickly.
We will get through the Arena Bowl rules as we go. But one thing Brian and I learned a few years ago when we started calling these deals is, man, you better keep it fast and quick and to the point, because this thing is all about speed. Just underway here and the 7th annual Edge Arena Bowl, and Alan Daniels took off, but the ball wasn't snapped. And Brian, this is going to happen early on. Everybody kind of get in the rhythm and get things going here.
Well, Vance, you remember a few years back when we used to do these games, that timing on that snap is crucial. That quarterback has to kind of get that ball going. And again, they're doing a shotgun formation, which you don't see much in the arena ball format. So that means that center's going to, as soon as that sees that lay, he has to get that ball going because that time is going to be off.
3 receivers split out left for the West roster. A lot of hype, a lot of talk going on between these two teams. Daniels again, there's a nice snap right there. Takes the time, gets a nice look across the middle, and that's caught out there by Gene Blair. So Gene Blair hauls it in. And by the way, Dalton Botts is the quarterback to start the game for the West, a Taft High School product. And we saw him this year. Nice quarterback, Brian.
Well, Dalton, not only is he tall, has great pocket presence. One thing I remember about when we did this game, he never got rattled. Guys were flying around him. He just stayed cool and calm and delivered strikes. You saw right there, no pressure. He's going to pick you apart.
And his head coach, Steve Sprague, is the head coach for the West roster. What a great year for Taft. In motion will be Daniels again. Handoff up to the middle. Tony Lenz from Fraser Mountain is hit hard and heavy. Watch this, Kern County. Lenz is met instantly up there by Mitch Noy.
And Marcus Nelson, Vance.
Remember those guys?
Yeah, Marcus Nelson is they call a beast in that linebacker position. I mean, he will just kill you in there.
Wow. 2 drillers. And we have a lot to talk about tonight. Brian and I have about 419 stories to go over about last season at high school football and what's going on tonight and what's happening for some of these players in the future. Bott takes a look, has some time, buys some time, flings it across the middle. Oh, almost caught out there by Lane Claiborne. Hey, remember Lane Claiborne from Stockdale? And that will bring up 4th down and roughly 4 yards, 4th and 5 maybe. You're watching the 7th annual Edge Arena Bowl on Bright House Network's Bakersfield. Good to have you with us. It's already 6-0 on a kickoff to start the Edge Arena Bowl. Ran back by Andre Smith, and I don't think he was touched.
Just a little bit. He's going to have a chance to run one back again because remember, Vance, this ball is live if they miss this field goal.
Going for the field goal. It's up. It will not be successful and almost knocks over our game ops director tonight, Neil Holmes, who works for the Bakersfield Jam. A great community activity tonight. A nice crowd already, and they're still filing in, and this is going to get up into the mid-thousands when this thing is over with. A nice big crowd tonight. 11:40 left here in the first. You're watching the 7th annual Edge Arena Bowl. Vance Palm joined as always by Brian Adams. Last time Brian and I were on the headsets together, we were closing out the Valley Championship game of the Bakersfield High School Drillers, and we're certainly going to see some driller representation, starting with tonight, the president, Peter Mitchell.
Yeah, young Pete, I've had a chance to bump into him a few times out in the community lately, and he's just one of those kids just like being around. His attitude and his energy is just contagious, and I think it's his will to win that separates him from a lot of the guys we've seen this year.
Smith in motion. Mitchell throws it out to Ojeriaki. That's Emmanuel Ojeriaki. We spoke about him in the pregame. He'll be going upstairs to Division I football. And Brian, the great thing about this game, for all these fans is that high school football during, August through December evokes everything about high school sports that is good. And then we get into the spring, they're almost done with school, they're concentrating on getting their colleges chosen and their homework done, and they get to kind of sneak back in time.
And try to just rekindle it one last time.
Exactly. Mitchell, we've seen this quite a bit. Mitchell dodges, weaves, gets out, and completes a pass out there to Chad Pollard. Chad Pollard's grandfather. Coach Pollard along with Coach Permenter, as we see the president, Pete Mitchell, get out of trouble. Harvard Pollard, his grandfather of this young man, was one of the honorary coin toss coaches tonight, as well as Ned Permenter. Brian knows them both. Here's a look at some of the younger players that hope to be playing in this Edge Arena Bowl in the next couple of years. Only seniors. 3rd and 10 Mitchell. Out to Ojeriaki, and he had some room, and he was going to look to do some damage. Oh, no. He's ready to rumble, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. That's the one thing. One thing's Vance, you got to remember, these guys have only been practicing for 2 weeks. So they may be a little rusty on the catching of the ball, and he had plenty of room to run right there. But that's one thing you're going to see. These kids aren't practicing every like they do in the season. You have that rhythm, so we should, might be a little rust in the first quarter or so, but look to see it get knocked off in that second quarter and beyond.
Let me ask you this. Is Ojeriaki doing, is he working out for college? Is he running routes?
I would think that he probably is not going really deep into it right now, depending on when he's going to leave in the summer. It used to be you left in the summer in August. Now these kids leave right away, so it's a whole different mentality in today's game.
Look at this. Beautiful play. Pollard on the reception. He's still on his feet. Will he get in? He does! Touchdown! Listen to this crowd. And I honestly don't believe, Brian, they're cheering for either side. This crowd just loving the action. Walk us through.
Well, right there, Paul's going to drag across the field. He's wide open, gets the ball behind the jack. Right there, we talk about all the time, Deontay's going to try to hit him instead of wrapping him up. He wraps him up. He can't get any further, maybe 1 or 2 yards. But he goes for a pop. Pollard has a good build for football, very sturdy, great balance, bounces off, and walks into the end zone.
So it's 12-0 East, a blocked field goal attempt on their first possession. Now we have a stoppage of play, and it looks as though the head coach from the East roster, Dennis Manning, who, by the way, coached the West roster last year to a victory, is now on the East side. He's going to have a quick word. And we have a timeout. And, Brian, while we have a timeout, maybe if you can run us through a couple of the key elements of arena football, and obviously it's closer, it's more compact, the crowd right on top of it, a total of a 50-yard field by about 30 yards east-west. What are some of the things that catches people's eye out here?
Well, one thing is that the wall is live. The ball can bounce off the wall. You can use the wall to tackle guys, so the wall's in play at all times. The other thing is, like we talked about earlier, is the blitzing. There's no illegal defensive stunts. So you have to go pad to pad, so you just can't do where you twist and do different things with your combination, your defense. And there's no punts. Either kick a field goal or you go for it.
Another great thing is the ball's live off the net. Here it is. It's up, and doesn't happen on the field goal. It's going to be a dead football, so it's 12-0. The East has jumped out to an early lead. 9 minutes. We'll be back in a moment with more of the 7th annual Edge Arena Bowl on Bright House Network's Bakersfield.
What are your kids doing this summer? May I suggest? The Edge, powered by Terrio, the Valley's premier sports-specific fitness training facility, is gearing up for our biggest selection of XL summer camps ever. Junior camps, speed and agility camps, strength and power camps, basketball, football, volleyball, baseball, and wrestling camps. We have what you need to get the edge. The coordinators are ready. The facility is ready. The only question is, are you ready? Summer programs start June 2nd, so call 410-EDGE today or visit terriotherapy.com. The Edge, powered by Terrio.
Are you ready?
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back, everybody. Vance Paul alongside Brian Adams. 12-0 East over the West. Here comes the kickoff. And it didn't take long for head coach Dennis Manning and his players to, kind of lay the law down here and get things going. 9:03 left, and they're already up by 2 touchdowns. Both field goal attempts, no good. Somewhat to be expected with a much thinner, narrower error margin. And this one is taken.
It's live.
Off the net. It's going to be live. Look out. Taken by the big fella, and smart play. He got down and got at least 2 or 3 yards off the the end zone. He was going to be in trouble there. It looked like he might have been almost hit back for a safety, but he got out of there. Hey, Brian, before we go any further, I'm looking at quite possibly one of the world's most beautiful pumpkin pies. How did we get this?
Well, we got a sweet potato pie from Mern Keys, our colleague next door to us, Kevin Keys' mother. She made sweet potato pie, and it is going to be just delicious.
So if we go through gaps in the evening and all you really hear is you know what's going on. This is like this is like insanity. This sitting right here with no utensils. Oh my gosh, we might have to make a rundown sweet row.
We'll remedy that real quick.
Here we go. Nice outside pitch. Ooh, up off the mat. That's a hard hit taken by Gene Blair, but he was wrapped up and hit hard out there by a few of the West defenders. Watch this, everybody. He just gets pushed to the side.
Yeah, and you got to remember, in the arena game, it's hard to run the ball because there's 5 defenders with 3 blockers. So your numbers aren't in your favor to run the ball, but some people have had success. We've seen some of the games we used to do when you can kind of get the ball going downhill. But for the most part, you won't see many runs just because it's so hard to get the ball downfield in big chunks.
Daniels in motion. Potts comes to his left, has a lot of room. He's going to run. And he's wrapped up and put up about the 17, 18-yard line hit by Andrew Davenport. Trujillo, remember some of these names? Here they come. Here come all the names.
Well, I think the one thing is, with the West team, they may not be names that you know about. You see Boss right there do a great job of picking up a first down. But these guys are competitors. Taft had a great season. West High last few years has been off the charts. So these guys can also play. Stockdale, Centennial, Brock Bivens and company. They've played well. So these guys are going to come out and compete. This might be the other team you had names that you're synonymous with just because of the BHS Drillers and A.J. Jefferson, the real superstars of our area.
Dalton Botts in the shotgun. Well-timed snap. Botts takes a look, throws it across. Oh, doggone it. That ball either was tipped or it came out loose. And it was tipped out. It was intended out there for Blair from Ridgeview. I don't know if we get a good look at this. He comes out, and it was nicked right on the way out of his hand. He got nicked up there on the line. And it might have been Derek Hartman from Foothill. And that will bring up second and 10. How's that?
Second and 10. That works for me, Vance, but it works for you.
What you're saying, if it was first and 10 and incomplete, it's second and 10. Wow. Call it way too many basketball games in between this football.
I think it might be this pie.
Man, it's driving me crazy, man. It's driving me crazy. Potts pitches. Look at this. Kyle Taylor. Taylor in big trouble. Big trouble, and he's wrapped up at about the 12, 13-yard line. And that'll bring up third and an easy 3rd and 17. Coaching staff for the East roster, Dennis Manning is the head coach. He's joined by Mike Gregg, Kevin Sneed, Brett Clark, Blaze Smith, and a new addition to the Foothill High School varsity football staff, Jimmy Maples.
Big Jim
Stepped down as the East High School football coach after delivering their first Valley championship in the history of the school. Now we'll be helping Dennis Manning next year. Looking forward to seeing him on the Foothill High School side. We'll get to the West roster coaches in just a second. Dan is in motion again. Potts drops back. Has some time. Good protection. Lobs this one up there. Hey, look at this. Oh, boy. That was a very nice pass. And I think if Daniels would have kept running, he might have been able to.
Kept running. And that's the thing you tell receivers all the time. And you never give up on the ball. Great point, Vance. Right there. Boss does a great job. Well, I guess he puts air on the ball. The receiver has to keep running. You can never give up on the ball because you never know when the ball's going to come.
And he had the space. A lot of times these young kids
right.
are,
now, and two in the arena, remember that wall comes quick, so they might not be used to that as well. So, as they, like I said, as they get used to it, the nuances, you'll start seeing them run through and be able to make some plays.
12-0. East is over the West. Coaching staff for the East, head coach Steve Sprague, and he's joined by Russell Emberson, Brian Durkan, Rick Woodson, Sean Cummins, Rob Cleveland, and Mike Goodwin. What a great job Steve Sprague has done this season. He's kicking back over there watching things with his shorts on and his jogging shoes and soaking it all in. A long field goal attempt. Blocked! Taken
Nelson.
At the block. Oh, boy, look at this. Marcus Nelson picks it up, puts it in, and starts high-fiving everybody up in the back of the end zone. Oh, boy. Marcus Nelson blocks the long attempt for a field goal, and
BHS might have tried to use him for basketball. You see that spin move once he got it?
Wow.
Ball never gets up. It's blocked. See Marcus Nelson get the spin move right there, all one step. Good footwork, and then with his athleticism, it's an easy waltz into the end zone.
Well, they have 18. They've missed the previous 2 field goal attempts or extra point attempts, and here comes the 3rd attempt for it. The president, Pete Mitchell, will do the holding right at the 10-yard line. This one's up, and it is right in there, so 19-0. The East all over the West. And, Brian, we talked about how the East was quite vociferous in letting the West and everybody else in Kern County know that they were coming to play tonight. And, as always, a great kid who likes to let people know how he feels, Emmanuel Jeriaki in the newspaper saying we're coming to do some damage, and they're doing it.
And they're doing it early and often, Vance, early and often. And that's not a good sign if you're a coach on any kind of team or players. But, again, we know in this game we've seen teams up when we do the blitz games where the teams are up 21, 18 points and lose.
No lead is safe.
Because you can score so fast in this game. So, the West just needs to settle down, make some plays, and just gather together right now and try to get some points on the board on this series. Just say, we're going to get this series. Take this series, get points on the board, then come back and play defense. Next series. They scored on special teams twice.
That's the voice of Brian Adams, iconic BHS driller and UCLA Bruin, my partner on Bright House Network's Bakersfield football. And this is a blast. May 2nd, 2008. Daniels takes it again, has a nice wedge. Oh, what a great play out there. That's a nice play by Eddie Morrow. Hey, remember Eddie Morrow?
Yeah.
What a nice move from the East High Blade. He just came up. There's a shot of him. Pow! And Daniels slowed down just enough for Eddie to get in there. What a big crowd. Nice crowd tonight. Basically, for lack of a better term, the grand poobah of the Edge Arena Bowl, Paul Press, the owner, the man that does it all. And I mean, we're talking about a one-man show, basically, that gets all of his friends and associates in the city to get involved and make this what it is. Paul Press, maximum respect to you, as they say down in Ireland.
You're going to give him big ups, huh? Big ups.
Big time. Look at this. That's a nice play right here. Nice play. Ooh, big, strong, stiff arm. This could be a little unnecessary, excessive roughness, but we've yet to see a flag, and we might not see a lot.
Well, right there, Vance, even though it's a running play, that's just like a quick pass. So by the time the receiver catches the ball, he's almost catching it. The line of scrimmage, he has a chance to go up. You see Hodges right there. Stop him just short. Oh, no, he gave him a first down. Right at the first down marker, and they're going to move the chains.
2:48 first down, so it's a nice play. You're right, Brian. We see Kevin Sneed down there, assistant coach for the East roster, giving his defensive word. And at some time throughout the evening, we will give you every single name of every player on the roster to congratulate them on television. And it's still Dalton Botts. He sends Daniels in motion. They have a nice rhythm now. Nice little quick out, and it's caught out there by Lane Claiborne, a Stockdale Mustang, and that's either very close or a first down. No, real close. Third down.
Second down, Vance. We had